Well, let's stay with the theme of the G20 Summit. South Africa is sharpening its focus on attaining key economic ally, and this as tensions with the United States continue to simmer. President Cyril Ramaphosa is hosting European Union leaders in Johannesburg this afternoon for a high-stakes trilateral meeting at the Sandton Convention Centre. This is ahead of the G20 Leaders Summit. The talks aim to reinforce South Africa's partnership with the EU, its biggest trading partner, with discussions expected on energy cooperation, critical minerals and global governance reforms. Let's take you now live to Sandton, and that's where this particular trilateral is going to be taking place. Qaanitah, good to have you with us. And so the understanding is that the president has already arrived there. Do we know, beyond what we've said in the introduction, as to what else could be signed today between these leaders?
Well, just in front of me, the president is holed up in a room. He is flanked by the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Energy, the Minister of Trade and Industry on his side. On the other side of the table, there's a very long table where the meeting is happening, is the EU head, Ursula von der Leyen, as well as the president of the European Council, Antonio Costa. Now, they are preparing to sign an MOU. There's some interesting agreements that are on the table today, which they will speak about once the deliberations are concluded here behind me. And so that includes agreements on critical minerals. That seems to be the buzzword in the side conversations that are happening around the G20 activities this week. In all the bilateral meetings and in the different forums that are being held, how can South Africa and Africa leverage its critical minerals that are so wanted by the rest of the world? Now, you would know that South Africa has been deepening its relationship with the European Union for this entire year. At the start of the year, when things started getting Ori with the United States, you saw a diplomatic shift to focus attention and to lock in the relationship with the EU, which has been described as extremely robust. You'd know that just last month the president was in Brussels and there was a commitment to increase foreign direct investment in South Africa. 41% of FDI in South Africa comes from the EU. The EU remains South Africa's biggest trading partner. So, in the wake of the shifts globally, in the wake of the US essentially putting up a diplomatic bullying spat with South Africa, as the president said earlier, they will not be bullied. South Africa is making sure that relationships with its friends are solid, and that it was quite interesting, Goli, that in the deliberations with the Sherpas that basically finalize the official declaration, which is now contentious given the US position on it, that the European nations and the EU itself had been very, very cordial and supportive of South Africa. So an opportunity for South Africa to enhance existing relations, but also to lock in that diplomatic support, as it doesn't seem like the diplomatic spat with the US seems to be simmering down anytime soon.
Qaanitah Hunter, thank you very much indeed, giving us a bit of context there on this important relationship between South Africa and its European Union counterparts. And Qaanitah Hunter is going to keep us updated. She's already mentioned that the leaders do seem to be in the room already, and so hopefully we can bring you some of those visuals as and when we get them. All right.